Hold on. Let me.
Virginia voters approved a new congressional map.
Okay. If this happens one more fucking time, I'm going to lose my shit.
Makers on Capitol Hill say they've had enough. They're fed up, calling on leaders in Republican-led states to move forward with redistricting proposals in response to Virginia Democrats. They argue it's long overdue and the only way to level the playing field.
We need to start playing hardball on this redistricting stuff. It's ridiculous. We're going to lose everything because we don't have any guts to fight it. And we're like, oh, we don't want to get our hands dirty. We're afraid, Burchett. You know, it's ridiculous to me. Virginia's a perfect example. Party leaders need to get off their butts and do something. They need to quit complaining and start motivating and it's just like the voter harvesting. I find it awful, but it's legal, so we better start playing by the rules.
So far, the redistricting.
Yeah, dude, Republicans are stressing out over Virginia's redistricting. A judge blocked it, but I think
help Democrats pick up as many as 4 House seats in this year's midterms. But a judge in Virginia put a temporary hold on the state's redistricting efforts, so this blocks the new districts from taking effect so far. We will stay on top of that. But the new map you can see on the right-hand side of your screen would give Democrats an advantage in 10 of the state's 11 House districts. A dramatic shift, as you can see from the previous 6-5 split on the left, and it would mark a major blow for Republicans in its nationwide redistricting battle. CBS News Executive Director of Elections and Surveys, Anthony Salvanto, joins us. So
you're not Jordan
talk about this
Kornacki.
referendum. It was passed by a narrow margin. What will the impact be if, in fact, this judge's ruling gets overturned or?
Yeah, well, let's look at what we learned last night. You see that narrow margin that you mentioned? Just to give you some context here for folks, if I compare that, let's say, to Spanberger's relatively comfortable win just last fall in the governor's race, right? The Democrat there, you see, ran well ahead of the yes vote, which was backed by Democrats, as you noted. So much tighter there by comparison. One of the reasons is that this was really pulled over the top, the yes side, by heavily Democratic areas. And so when you see the map like this, let me do this and turn this state on its side. What I'm going to show you is these bluish areas where yes passed.
Imagine Wisconsin remapping to Dem. Dude, that would be huge.
How many of the votes came from Northern Virginia, right up here, right? The higher bars means more votes cast there. That's what really pushed the yes measure over the top, those heavily Democratic areas. And the story that tells is a really partisan vote, at least on the Democratic side, whereas a lot of these more rural areas, maybe a lot of Republicans there worried they would lose political power or seats in Congress, of course, really almost outperformed and did outperform what Donald Trump got in the state.
Well, that visual is very helpful. So we obviously know that this has been a state-by-state referendum here. I feel like we've heard about California, we've heard about Texas. Where are we right now? Who has the advantage?
So I'm not sure it's clear that anybody really does, but the context of that is important. So let me just pull up, for reference, the 2024 House map. And I'll just start drawing on the board here because, as you noted at the top, we see potential Republican pickups here in Texas. And we've seen potential Republican pickups in Missouri. Maybe they get another one out of North Carolina. But Democrats with their Prop 50 referenda, you might see Democratic gains there in California. Now we're talking, as you mentioned at the top, of course, about Virginia, all trying to balance this out. A couple of big things here. Number one is, I always say, remind folks, this is unusual. We do not typically have big redistricting battles.
Yeah, this is, Republicans are obviously real fucking worried about this. Because look at this shit, dude. We're hoping to do some vote rigging claims. So then, they're putting this into the works early and into the news cycle early. So then they have an excuse to say that the election was stolen. Attorney Kurt Olson looks on during his opening statement at Kari Lake election trial in Macopia County Superior Court. U.S. Donald Trump has enlisted Olson months earlier to seek evidence of foreign interference in U.S. elections and reinvestigate Trump's 2020 loss. Prominent election denier, attorney, and former Navy SEAL Olson aimed to prove the discredited conspiracy that Dominion voting system machines have been infected, or prove the discredited theory. Malicious code controlled by Venezuela, according to 3 sources familiar with the matter. But a secret federal execution of Puerto Rico's Dominion machines have found no trace of hacking after the admin seized the machines in May and directed a cybersecurity contractor to scour them for months. Confronted with the results, Olson turned to the contractor, Virginia-based Mojave Research Inc. in a September message to Trump. Olson accused the firm of blocking his work, serving the deep state, and secretly taking money from billionaire George Soros, a Democrat donor and frequent right-wing target, they said. Holy shit. Oh my god. I need to smoke from this. True! Don't smoke, though. It's bad for you. Fuck! fuck, man? Trump truly believes that there's a deep state. It has been brought on by Trump's director of national intelligence, Tulsi Gabbard, to search for vulnerabilities. Olson's campaign to discredit Moave has not been previously reported. Five sources familiar with Olson's probe told Reuters that the failure to find evidence in Puerto Rico machines led the admin to expand the investigation to Georgia, where the FBI has subpoenaed voter records. This feels like I'm reading an Onion article. It does, dude. It feels like reading those flat earther articles that are like, oh, we did this to prove this, and then nothing gets proven. The reporting also sheds new light on the broad leeway Trump has granted Olson to use federal money and staff to chase discredited election rigging theories, despite dozens of court rulings and dismissing similar allegations. But Trump allies after the 2020 vote. Trump took Olson's deep slate allegations about Mojave seriously, two sources said. In response, the company opened its books to show no monies from source, according to September 8 conspiracy or company statement to Gabbard, received by Reuters. Patently absurd and ridiculous. Olson advocated the company work be terminated, which happened in October. Around that time, Trump appointed Olson director of election security and integrity, who works with the White House and reports to the president. Oh man, it's gonna be a while until we have a somewhat normal functioning government, I feel like. Because holy shit. What the fuck are we doing? It's so blatantly obvious that they're going to try and steal the 2026 election and for sure the 2028 election. It's been a tough year. It's been a tough couple of years. But I don't even know what to say at this point. It's just, we're really going to have to push for calling out election deniers from every level of government. And I just don't think Democrats have the sauce to do that right now. I wish they did, and I hope they do. But anybody who's an election denier doesn't deserve to hold office at all anymore. Why give anybody who's an election denier a seat to office? If Democrats don't make it, like, Democrats, if they win the House and the Senate, have the ability to ruin any future government or Republican government aspirations. And I just don't think they are going to do it. I don't think they have the balls to do what is necessary. They clearly didn't under Biden. I'm just going to steamroll into more radical government policies even more. This is just going to steamroll into more radical. Dems are sadly cowards. Yeah, I know. And they just don't care. It was very obvious by how 2024 went with Biden that they just do not give a fuck. And we need them to. We need them to. The election denialism is going to be way, way higher than in 2020.